and that is basically the map of the Star Trek universe. So they've got the Alpha Quadrant, the Beta Quadrant, the Gamma Quadrant, and the Delta Quadrant. So that's basically the 4 quadrants in the whole universe. Yeah. So they're just 4 different 4 different points in the universe in space. So, so if you think of this as space here, yeah. So, Earth, we're in the Alpha Quadrant, yeah. Are we? No. Alpha. Yeah, we're in the Alpha Quadrant. So, the theoretical basis behind a wormhole, yeah, is a bending of space. So it's basically a way for you to get teleported from one side to another.
That's how they teleport.
Yeah. Well, that's the theory of how they teleport. It's, no one's ever teleported. Who's teleported? Have you teleported before? No?
No.
Have you ever been drunk and thought you teleported before?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
some people do.
Yeah, well, some people do. Alright, so this is the theory behind it, yeah? So, if you think this is space, yeah? So, we're on a spaceship, and we're there, yeah? So, okay. So, we're on a spaceship, and we're right here, yeah? So, if you think of a wormhole, it's the bending of space. So, what happens is space bends like that. And what it does is it creates a little tunnel. So, it creates a little tunnel, so it's like that. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's... Alright, so our spaceship's here. We see a wormhole. We quickly get into the wormhole because the wormhole bends the space and it creates a little tunnel. Yeah? It creates that little tunnel here. So we've travelled through the tunnel and we've ended up here. And then after, when the wormhole collapses, space opens back up and we end up on this side of space in a short space of time. Yeah? So do we understand that? So we're travelling here, our spaceship's here, we're on Earth. We see a wormhole. Oh, let's quickly get into that wormhole. It bends the space. It creates a tunnel from here to here. And then when space opens back up, we've ended up all the way on this side within like 10 seconds, a short space of time. Go on.
What I'm going to say, yeah, is that if you don't... See, you said you've got 10 seconds.
Okay. Well, I don't know the exact timing, but in a short space of time. It could be anything.
Because if that's the situation, like, if you get caught up in the bend, like, you get stuck, bro. Don't you get
What
stuck?
do you mean if you get caught up in the bend? So
Like
when
you said, obviously you said when
so space bends. That's how the
you
wormhole
said
creates.
the space bends, yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got a certain amount of time to get from one side to the other.
Yeah.
But if you're crossing that time,
Oh, and it collapses.
and it collapses, what happens? You end up in.
Well, there's a theory. That's a good question. There's a
you
theory.
end up dead, and I mean what I meant, and I meant what I meant.
In a Star Trek episode, that actually happened, and they ended up in subspace. And what subspace is underneath space. So it's a sort of another dimension, but underneath space.
So how would they get from subspace back to normal space?
I don't know. There's
So you're just there forever.
So yeah, no, subspace is like another dimension within space. It's space within space, but it's underneath space. And I don't know how you get there or back. Again, this is all theory. No one's ever been there and back to tell the story. This is all theory. But there's also another theory as well,